Hi, I'm Miguel. I'm an English teacher and teacher trainer at the British Council here in Mexico City. I've been a teacher since 2008, and what I really enjoy most about my work is witnessing the positive effects and changes that learning English or developing as an English teacher brings to people's lives. On a personal note, I actually love spending time and cuddling with my dogs and cats at home. Hello there, and welcome to our lesson for today. I'm sure most of you are going to English class for a few hours every week, and that's great. However, is it really enough for you to have significant learning just to simply go to class a few hours a week? I'm sure you want to have a great teacher and to go to a great school, and that is fantastic and is going to help you for sure. However, very good learners are responsible for their own learning, and they make sure that they don't simply rely on their teachers and their class, but they make their learning their own. So, I have a question for you. What makes a great English learner? Please share your answers and write them in the chat. And today we're going to see some learning strategies that are going to help you in this way. Now, it doesn't matter if you're new or an experienced student, learning strategies are going to be effective and also fun and help you learn faster. For example, you want to make sure that you practice outside the classroom. So, learning doesn't end when the lesson finishes. You want to make sure that you find ways in which you can speak in real-life situations with other people. So, why don't find a language partner, maybe someone from your class or a colleague, or you could even find a language exchange group, either face-to-face or online, so that you can keep practicing outside the classroom. It doesn't really matter if these are small or very big conversations that you have with others. Practice outside the classroom is going to be useful for you to become more confident and fluent when speaking. So every practice matters. Our next learning strategy is taking notes. You may think, well, taking notes nowadays with all the technology that we have, kind of an old-fashioned technique. Well, actually, taking notes is very useful and practical, and it really works. So, you want to make sure that you take notes that are going to help you. You can write down key phrases or maybe new vocabulary or the grammar points that you are viewing in class so that you can process them and remember them better. Now, taking notes is not only going to be the only thing to do with them, right? You want to review the notes regularly to help you reinforce what you're seeing, but also you want to make sure that you test yourself so that you can remember all the different things that you're learning in class and even outside the class. So, you want to make sure that when it comes to note-taking, you write down the key words from the lessons that you're learning, right? So maybe some new vocabulary, some useful phrases, why not? And of course, grammar points. I know this can be tricky sometimes, so you can later review them. And it really depends on your style, but you could go with maybe some mind maps. Ta-da-da. And what about some diagrams? And if you're like me, maybe you like color coding. And make sure that your notes are nice and colorful to help you review them later. So, these are some of the things that you can do with note-taking. And for example, here we have my learning journal. And you could find maybe some color coding notes like this one. And it could work for you if you're a visual learner. Perhaps a mind map can help you review some grammar points, just like this one. And here you have the meaning, the structure, the pronunciation, and some useful examples for you to review later. Or if you're learning a new topic and you want to relate the vocabulary to that topic, you could draw a diagram with all the different words that connect to this topic. So it really doesn't matter what you choose, as long as it fits your learning style, your preference, and what you like to do. Use your notes, but make sure to really review them and test yourself with them. Now, question time and our trivia. Is the use of dictionaries a really effective or ineffective learning strategy? What do you think? Please let me know in the chat. Write down your answers. And at the end of the lesson, we're going to see the answer to this question. Now, here's another fun strategy that can help you not only learn English, but also enjoy it while you're doing it. Watching TV, either TV shows or movies, and listening to music in English is going to help you because you're exposing yourself to English, but as well, you're finding out new phrases, expressions, and vocabulary that are natural in English conversations. However, you need to pay attention to what you hear. For example, maybe there is a character that says, "I'm running late." So you want to use this expression later on in your conversations to sound more authentic and natural, right? And remember, this is something that's practical and fun. For example, I like to listen to some podcasts. And so if I'm listening to my podcast, I'm pretty sure I'm going to listen a new phrase or expression that I can later on use in my conversations. So for example, I may hear, "Ooh, it made my jaw drop." And this is to express a great surprise. If I'm not sure of it, maybe I can check it later, but at least I made a note of it, and then later on, I can review it and see what the real meaning of the phrase or new word is. So don't forget about strategy number 2. You hear the new word, the new expression, either on TV or listening to something, write it down, right? Then make a note of it. Later on, you can review it, test yourself, and you can make it your own and put it into practice in your conversations. This will build habits of creating your personal library of useful expressions and phrases that you can regularly incorporate in your speaking. So, let's recap. Today, we saw some useful strategies that you can incorporate in your day-to-day habits to help you learn faster and more effectively. First, remember to practice outside. Classroom practice, great, but let's go the extra mile and now go with a partner, maybe some colleagues, or if you can find a group in which you can keep speaking in English, it's going to be fantastic for you. Don't forget to take notes. Remember, here you have a variety of options, so go for what works best for you. If you find that particular style that suits you, great, and just be consistent with it. Review your notes and test yourself with them regularly so that you can keep incorporating what you learn in your practice. And finally, make sure that you keep exposing yourself to something that is fun and enjoyable for you, either when watching your shows or movies or listening to music. Make sure that these are in English and keep note of the words and expressions that you hear. Write them down, and then later on, you can also review them as well. Now, going back to our trivia question. Great job. Absolutely. Dictionaries are a great tool for you to learn. It doesn't matter. Printed dictionaries, yeah, maybe a bit old-fashioned, but if you have your smartphone, you can access to an online dictionary pretty much from anywhere. And even now, AI-powered tools are great ways for you to find out about new words, expressions. You can check the meaning, the form, the part of speech, or the pronunciation of these words, right? But just remember, these are only tools, right? So it really means that you have to use them and work with them so that you can make the new language your own, right? So it doesn't substitute for your effort. Now, I like to ask you, from the strategies that we saw today, which one are you going to try first? All right? So let me know, and let's keep learning English together. If you want to find out more, please visit our website, Learn English, or visit the website that will appear over here so you can keep on learning and find out more about our learning strategies that we saw today. Thank you, everyone, and good luck.